Welcome to Humans of Armadale, the third series of podcasts about community volunteers in the Humans of Armadale series showcasing the diversity of City of Armadale residents. This collection was produced and developed by the Center for Stories and the City of Armadale. Together, we are sharing stories that reflect our state's rich heritage, diversity, and history. The interviews you're about to hear were recorded on Whadjuk, Noongar Boodja, and we pay our respects to their elders, traditional custodians, and knowledge keepers, who are the first storytellers of this place. 22 City of Armadale residents were interviewed by Center for Stories to tell us a story of their volunteering experience. In this episode, we introduce Ken Brown.
When I came to Armadale, I still volunteered. I became the Shire engineer and I stayed there right through. During my time as the city engineer, I did a lot of volunteering. 1975 for the City of Armadale, I started being Father Christmas, and I continued to be Father Christmas within the City of Armadale until last Christmas. We had a function every year down at Rushton Park. Did it for the different volunteer fire brigade groups. I did it for a breast cancer group. A couple of times I did it for children in care. When I was with the council, I did a lot of things that weren't within the scope of my employment. There was a child in a wheelchair who wanted to be able to wheel herself to her primary school, which was down the road. A parent approached me about a footpath. Didn't have funding at the council at the time to do it. What will we do? So I spoke to the contractors that worked to us that supplied concrete. I spoke to people that worked with us that did excavation, that sort of thing. So that we excavated it. The supplier that used to supply us, the council with concrete, donated the concrete and we built a footpath for her. So there are a number of those sort of things that went on. So there were many, many, many things like that I did outside of my workplace. In 2014, I got the Pride of Australia Award for Community Service. In 2011, after the Rolling Stone Kelmscott bushfires, the council asked me if I'd come on and manage the demolition and ground decontamination of all the destroyed properties and damaged properties. And I said, yeah, as a volunteer. Now, Linton Reynolds was the mayor and he said, we can't let you do it as a volunteer because of issues of probity and confidentiality. So, will you play me as little as possible? Okay, and I put my own team together and we started that little team. It was in 2014 up at Mundaring. When they had their fires, they contacted me and said, would I come up and manage it like I did for Armadale? And I said, okay, as long as I can do it as a volunteer. And so what you do is you pay me mileage from home to home and you buy us all lunch. And I'll ask my little team to come up, which they did, to bring pleasure or help to people that need it. I was brought up that way. By the time I was an 8-year-old kid, I used to have to go up to round the corner to the neighbours. They were well in their 80s or 90s every day after school to see if they needed anything from the shop or anything from the butcher's shop. It's not egotistical, it's just something I was raised with to help people. It's brought me a lot of personal satisfaction knowing that I've been able to help people because I was brought up to help people. As I've got older, it's given me something to do. And I have a saying with the kids that come in, the high school kids and that sort of thing, we are where we are today because of where we were yesterday. So it's imparting knowledge. I'm not going to be here for all that much longer. And if I can get people to understand things I know and remember, then it's important. And it gives me satisfaction to do that as well. So, yeah, so that's what it means to me.
Thank you for listening. This project was funded by the City of Armadale and produced by Center for Stories. Center for Stories is a not-for-profit organization with charitable status. Our team is small and nimble, and we love what we do. To help us to continue to support diverse storytellers, consider a small donation. You can donate at centerforstories.com. This podcast was produced by Center for Stories and sound engineering by Mason Velios. Thank you.